Hey guys, so now I'm looking at ways and features that the Mindful Droid might be put together. So going from, remember this, to something that is more modular, and it's something that's easier to fit together, put together. So I'm looking at practical elements around this. And what came to mind, first of all, was the ESDK kit. How easy it was for you to put it together and how it was easy for me to assemble it together, and having that format in the Mindful Droid is something that I am definitely trying to replicate here. So I've got this here, and if you can see, you can easily take it apart and put it back in like so, like Lego pretty much. So the plan is to have, you know, the Lego kind of like attachment, the fun element of putting the sensors together and also understanding what the sensors are, you know, and having that within the making of the Mindful Droid is something I'm going to replicate, and to understand a bit more about the sensors and see what space is within the sensor and how we can go about compromising for the space saving opportunity this sensors can offer for this. I'll take it apart and create a mock-up cardboard piece that I have here and see how to scale these sensors would have to be. And yeah, let's just get to it really. So here I have the sensor, the ESDK sensor. So I'm just going to take it apart now. Just take them all out. It's really cool that you have this rail to kind of like fit the rest in to keep it in place and keep it rigid. So take that apart, and what I'll do is just take away, remove the screws. So what I have done is I've taken apart the ESDK kit now, and what I tend to do is, with a template for the potential PCB board, which has been slightly revised, which is still within the same scale but wider. So what I've done is take out the CO2 and the humidity VOC sensor and put it there, and it's just about fit. But the plan is to divide the sensor or the daughter board into two, so it would accommodate for the Arduino board to go underneath here, and possibly use the same process of placing the pins with the Arduino board, get it designed to fit there, and also have the PM sensor at the back as well. And again, I think the daughter board needs to be redesigned to ensure that space is conserved and other parts that needs to go on will fit properly. It's quite interesting because another thought could be just leave it as it is, and in terms of circularity, and just use the same sensor from RS DesignSpark and just use that with the Mindful Droid. However, I'm worried about how big it would be. And what I've done as well is taken away the this is actually a Raspberry Pi that was on the display for the eDesk kit, and see in scale how or if it would fit. And surprisingly, it does fit. But the problem is, it would just be a mighty Mindful Droid. Might be fun and interesting to see what that looks like. Literally taking the ESDK kit and just putting it into a Mindful Droid and see what that looks like. That will be a fun project to do on the side if time allows. But yeah, that's what it's gonna look like. Then the LED display would be probably separate and would be placed in here with smaller pixel size, and yeah, to be a standalone, I think, and would have that on front. But for now, this is the vision of what I am working with. Something like this. Just quite impressive, I think. Moving forward from showing what the possibilities could look like, I'll be designing on CAD the revised sensor and see how well placed they would be, then possibly have a close to scale 3D printed version that I would show to see how well suited things would be, rather than just going with assumption of what the existing ESDK sensors look like, I would create something new for that. So what this would allow is, it would allow me to be able to standardize the PCB boards or the daughter boards for the sensors to go on, and also know how to place things around and utilize space, because there are other components that needs to still fit inside. So for example, you've got the batteries, you've got the LED display, you've got the processing unit, Arduino or Raspberry Pi, whichever I decide to use in the process. But this allows to see the possibilities of what the final shape would be for the Mindful Droid, and how fun as well it would be to put things together. That's the element I want to understand and interact with a bit more.